What's going on, guys? Very important topic today, attempt selection. Honestly, this can make or break your meet, and honestly, it's something I don't think a lot of people put a lot of thought into beforehand, especially newer lifters. I see them with their goal weight, the one that they want to hit on their third attempt, probably a PR. I see them think about that, but I see a lot of people, they make a lot of mistakes as far as your opener and second attempt go, which is honestly going to depend, that's really going to make up the difference between whether you hit that third attempt or you miss it. So just to kind of jump right in, an opener should be easy. Like I tell all my guys, whether I'm there with them on meet day or not, your opener, that's really your last warm-up. There should never be an opener that you go out and struggle with. You should go out, everybody in the crowd should be like, he needs to put some weight on the bar, because it should be easy. RP 8 would be like, honestly, that would be the tops that I would want to see it. And again, you see it all the time, people go out, they hit their opener and it's RP 9.5, and you're just like, well, where are they going to go from there? So make your opener something that you can do on any given day, at any given moment, for at least a triple. Another thing I always like to tell people, I've heard this from somewhere else actually, but you should be able to do your opener if somebody wakes you up in the middle of the night and has a bar in your bedroom. They should be able to tell you to do this for a triple right now. That should be your opener. That's how easy it should be. So if you put a percentage on it, 90 to 92%. That's kind of an estimate. So something you can triple. That's just a good general rule. From there, second attempt, roughly 95, 98%. If you want to put a percent on it, RP 9 tops. What I like to do in meets, conservative opener, something easy, not even worried about. I always usually take a pretty aggressive jump from my opener to my second attempt. So for me personally, the opener might be a 90%. I might jump to a 98% on the second attempt. The reason I do that is because, for one, the opener I know was conservative, and for two, I like to take a little bit more of an aggressive jump to give myself a better idea of where I should be for the third attempt. So for me, it might be around that 98% mark, but if you open and it's a little bit harder than you would have liked, maybe you're around the 95%. So if you put an RPE on it, probably a 9. Third attempt, this is really the one that matters. This is the one that you've been training for. I mean, at least in my opinion. So it could be a 98% if you're having a bad day, because again, the total is what matters. Or if you've had an excellent training cycle, and this is probably going to be for somebody who's a little bit newer into the sport, who's making more rapid progress, you might hit up to like 105%. So it could be a pretty big PR. For somebody like myself, if I can hit 101%, 102%, I'm probably going to leave pretty happy, because that means it was a PR, and that means I added on to my total. So that's why this percentage is a little bit more broad than the other two. And of course, hopefully your third attempt's, an RP 10. But again, the total is what matters. In my opinion, 9 for 9 is all that's on my mind when I go into a meet, because I know if I hit all 9 attempts that I'll be happy with the total at the end of the day. So when you're coming up with your attempt selection, if you're doing it on your own, easy opener, that's really the last warm-up. Second attempt, personally I'm a little more aggressive on it, but that's going to be totally up to you, and that's also going to depend on how the opener moves. So whether you want to go, that 95, 98%, you're going to have to base it on this. And then the second attempt is going to give you an idea of where you should be with your third attempt. It's good to have a plan, and another thing that I do for my lifters and for myself is the opener is set in stone. Like, we're going to hit our opener, whatever that may be. It's going to be one number. For the second attempt, I will give them a high, a medium, and a low. It's all going to depend on how the opener was. So for their second attempt, they're going to have 3 options: a high, a medium, and a low. If they smoke their opener, probably have them go with the high. If they, if it's average, if it's so-so, they're going to go with like that middle ground. If their opener is harder than they think, go with the low option. Just get that second attempt in the books. Same thing from the second to the third. I'm going to give them 3 options: high, medium, low, and it's just all going to be based on how their second attempt moved. So make sure you have a plan for your attempts before you go into the meet. Think about it, look at your training cycle, how it went, figure out your best triple of the training cycle, your best double of the training cycle, and that a lot of times will tell you where you should be with these attempts. Now granted, there's going to be fatigue during the training cycle, so pending you taper and come into the meet with less fatigue than you had during the training cycle, you should be able to, do better than, say, that best triple of the training cycle on the opener. The opener might be a little bit more than that. So that's all going to vary. It's going to be dependent on you, your experience, maybe how many meets you've done to know how you respond on meet day. And, even the little things come into play, like whether you're in the AM session or the PM session. I know for me personally, if I'm in the PM session, I feel stronger. So that might also make me take a little bit heavier opening attempt. So look at the details, put a little thought into it before you get there, because it'll make a world of difference if you're prepared with your attempt selection and if you're not. And you're going to see it when you're there on meet day, the people who aren't and the people who are. Usually the people who are going to have a great day, a good experience. Those people who came in and winged it, they're probably going to leave pissed off. So that's attempt selection. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Talk to you next time.